All right, my friends, we are here to talk about the marketing gold analysis process. Now, once again, I want to totally give credit to this methodology to Ryan Levesque of the Ask Method. It was his original work that sparked the development of this process that we're going through here. And for a more detailed examination of the methodology, I again would strongly encourage you to check out the Ask Method. I'm going to have some links below in the lessons here. And at this point, I feel you deserve a giant round of applause. Because if you've completed the work up to this point, your efforts are about to pay off big time. It's been a lot of work, and we have just a little bit left to go, but now you are so far ahead of your competition. You know so much more about your marketing. I'll go so far as to award you an honorary college degree in marketing. But what we're aiming for here is to get your PhD in marketing mastery. So once you finish this course, you'll never wonder about your marketing again. You'll never not know what to do, how to create sales in a systematic way. But you knew this. That's why you invested in the course. So let's finish the work, all right? You now have in your hands a spreadsheet with a lot of research, a lot of customer research. And either you completed the telephone interviews in the B2B module, or you completed the customer surveys in the B2C module. Either way, we need to take this big list of subjective data and try to make some objective, action-oriented decisions from it. We need to make it useful. So the first step in this process is to return to our good friend, the Pareto Principle. Yep, the old 80-20 rule. So in your spreadsheet, you should have, at least 500 responses for B2C and, 15 to 20 or 10 to 15 responses, but longer responses if you're B2B. Now, we need to find the 20% hyper-responsive ideal customers. And those are the people that represent 80% of the problems that your market has. So what we do is we simply add two columns together in your current spreadsheet. We add the multiplier and we add the score. You can see these in the sample worksheet that I've provided for you. So fill in your spreadsheet with the formula that says if the person left a phone number or a way to contact them further, then give them a multiplier number of 1.5. For everybody else, leave it at 1. You can see how I do this in the Watch Me Work lesson next. Then, in the final column, I want you to fill in the formula which counts the characters of the SMIQ question and then multiply that by the resulting multiplier number. This is going to give you an overall score in the final column. Then all we do is just sort this data in descending order, and these top 20% of the respondents, those are your hyper-responsive customers. They are the people that you want to listen to. Think about this. You're trying to gauge how much someone is invested in the answer of your SMIQ. We call these your hyper-responsives. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're trying to find a restaurant and you simply are asking someone for directions to the restaurant. So you pull your car over and you wave down the first person that you see. And this person just kind of looks at you and grunts and points off in the direction over there. I think it's over there. So the next person you pull up to, he verifies where you want to go. Oh, this restaurant? Yes, of course. And then he proceeds to give you step-by-step instructions of how to drive to the restaurant. Then he goes a little further and says, by the way, the owner's name is so-and-so. And the best table in the restaurant, is in the back left corner. And by the way, my favorite thing on the menu is this item. And be sure to ask for this waiter and be sure on and on and on. That person is invested in your experience. The first, not so much. So who are you going to listen to? Well, of course, the hyper-responsive. And this is really all we're doing here. So you want to sort your spreadsheet by that score in descending order. And then all we do is just take the top 20% of those top responses. So if you have 500 responses in your deep dive survey, we're going to take 100. That's 20% of 500, right? And those are all the ones that we're going to pay attention to. Next, what we want to do is we want to organize this list of super valuable subjective data and try and get really objective with it. Start by classifying the answers. And you can see my examples in the spreadsheet. Is the response a problem? Is it a solution? Is it an opportunity? Is it a pain, a wish? Is it a desire? Try and give that response some sort of a category. You're probably going to have to go through this a few times. And once you do, you're going to start to begin to see patterns emerge. And then in the next column, try to briefly describe the main issue about what that respondent is talking about. What's the first thing they say? That's usually the most important. For example, in this answer, you can clearly see that they start off their response with,
I need help creating a sales strategy for my new B2B, and I don't even know where to begin. I've spent my entire life in B2C, and even though I know exactly who my target audience is, restaurant owners and operators currently using online reservation software, I have no idea how to access them in an authentic way where the information would be welcomed.
What they're telling you is their number one issue. Then, if they have more to say, they're going to list these out next and next and next, and you're going to start to see these clear patterns emerge. The same issues, the same problems, the same wishes. Now, what do you think we're going to do? We're going to 80-20 these responses in these buckets that we just categorized. So out of the 100 highlighted responses, simply count which are the most frequently used, what's the next most frequent, and so on and so forth. So repeat this process for question number 4. Where do they go to find answers? You want to list those sources. And again, your respondents will tell you exactly where they go to find answers to their problems. And you should have a short list then of these places that they go. And voila, you now have solved one of the biggest problems marketers face when going out and selling their products today. What is the burning bush or the desire that your ideal customers have that you can solve? And where do they go to get them solved? Now, maybe there's a pattern of opportunities that you hadn't seen before. Maybe there's an urgency around something that wasn't noticed before. And it isn't subjective any longer. You're working only with your ideal customers who drive 80% of your profits, and you're only looking at the hyper 20% respondents who answered your survey. This is like the best of the best data. Does that make sense? Okay, now here's a bonus. As you're going through each of these statements, if you see or find anything that would make for, really good copy or a testimonial or just something that you want to highlight in your marketing, just go ahead and bold it. And now you have a lot of your copy written for you. So to finish up your analysis, we really just want to find your top 3 customer buckets. Enter those into the worksheet, list them, define them, give them a name. Then, what are the top 3, wishes, wants, desires that those customers have? Take them again from your research. Do not guess. And finally, what are the top 3 places where they go to find the solutions to these problems or the solutions to getting their desires? Now you have solved the master marketing equation. You have the right person, you have the right message, and you have the right time and place. You now have one of the most valuable research tools that you can possibly use in your marketing and advertising. And in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to put this data to work and clearly define your unique selling proposition. If you've made it this far, I'm going to treat you to a bonus lesson. So, as you can imagine, I'm going to ask you to participate here. Once you're done with this research, I want you to go down into the forum below and just list out what are your top 3 buckets. What are the top 3, problems that your customers are asking you to solve? Where do they go to find the answers? And then what is your course of action you're going to take from here? You should have some real clarity around your master marketing equation at this point. The right person, the right message, and the right time and place. I look forward to your answers. Actually, I can't wait to see your answers because this stuff is totally cool. And I can't wait to see you in the next lesson around how to craft a USP that can sell ice cream to Eskimos in the Antarctic. All right, we're gonna see you there.